Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Good, Better, Best. Today we're going to be installing our Southern Style Off-Road rear bumper, ta-da, on this 2020 Tacoma, while we wait for our suspension to come in from Dobinson's, which is very exciting too. Hopefully we'll be unboxing that later and you'll be able to see that as well. But this install is actually quite simple. I've kind of already started. I got our wiring harness disconnected. I've got our reverse lights and our trailer plug disconnected. Oh, almost. But these are the things you're going to have to do. It's very simple. Little clips, standard Toyota clips. These lights, these reverse lights, we're going to reuse these things. We're going to put these in the new bumper so that it becomes very easy to reinstall everything. And there's only, I believe, 5 bolts on each side. You're going to use a 17mm socket. An impact makes things very, very easy, so invest in one of those if you haven't gotten one already. And for this particular install, you will need the help of your friends, so buy some pizza and beer and ask 2 of your buddies to come over and help you lift the bumper into position when it's time. Let's get going. All right, so just taking these 17mm bolts out. And I always like to peruse under the vehicle, you know, make sure everything's the way it should be. Check for rust, check for Remember, kids, to wear your safety glasses, or you got to squint real small like this. You don't want rust in your eye, because then you'll have to go to the eye doctor for them to take it out. And they use a little drilling tool, and it's very scary. We will be reusing these bolts, so don't lose them like I am. Five bolts on each side, and then the bumper will simply lift off. Actually, it is kind of difficult to do this one person, so. Assistant! Yeah, it's kind of hooked. It's got these little hooks that it sits on.
So it needs to come up,
yeah,
and then out?
Right.
Okay. So we just pull harder. That's what I'm saying, it doesn't go.
Push that bump. Don't you kick it. All right. He kicked it.
I think I made it worse.
There we go. There we go. Ah! Ha! Nope, just kicked all the bolts. All right, thank you, Dave. Ta-da! Right. I don't have friends. We have work associates. Put it down. Come over here, camera guy. So we've got, obviously you can see our bolt holes here. There's a lot of slack in there. That's for adjustment. We have 2 bolt holes that are open as a slot. And what you're going to do is you're going to put 2 of your bolts back into this hole so we can slide the bumper in this way. And then we're going to fix another bolt in there as soon as we get it lined up. But that'll help you hold the weight of the bumper without crushing your face later. Nice and loose to give yourself lots of room. Yeah, I guess if you wanted to put some Loctite on here, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Just don't use red. You will regret it. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to adjust. Thank you, David.
Yep.
Now we're going to adjust the gap here. Don't be foolish and try to jam it all the way up, because the bed of the truck is separate from the frame, which is what this bumper is attached to. And if you drive down the road with it like this, all pressed up against there, you will absolutely destroy the bed of your truck. So we're looking for about a 3/8 gap, something like that is going to be good. You can see here we actually had a little bit too close, so we've got some damage. This is what you don't want to do. I'm always here to show you what you don't want to do. Anyway, we're going to get the rest of the bolts in, and you're going to have to be careful as you tighten it. It does kind of want to suck up, so just be aware of that too. So you can see with the Southern Style Off-Road rear bumper, it is a simple bolt-on affair, no cutting, no anything like that, but we've gained at least the distance of the old Hitch in clearance, which is, I mean, that's quite a bit, especially if you're coming off of a rock. And it's angled up so that you slide off of it easily instead of getting caught on this plastic and ripping off or anything like that. So this is a really, really good upgrade for those who are seeking just a bit more protection without going the full body and having to cut your bed size and everything like that. Plus it maintains all of the OEM towing capability. We designed this hitch to have the exact same kind of style as the Draw Tight hitch, which is a well-known brand of bolt-on hitch that supports the full weight, I mean the full hitch rating. And here's where you want to mind the gap again. You can see how this side wants we tighten that side down, look where we're at here. So we want to pull this out. If you're really persnickety, you will get yourself a tape measure and measure the gap on each side. Other than that, the only thing left to do is to rerun this wiring harness here. We did have to take it off the old bumper. I had done that previously. It's just got these little clips. And for ours, we have on the back of this Draw Tight receiver, we've got little holes that these clips will go into, but we also recommend using zip ties to make certain that it doesn't come off because it's not OEM anymore. So these simply just plug back in here and snap in. You'll see on the bumper it has two obvious areas where these snaps go back in. These snaps go back in. Or these snaps go back in. Easy. Yep. Oink, oink. Okay. That's why you don't want to break your clip, because now we got to fix that. And then last but not least, I think we got to do this and then plug it in. Which way does it go? Okay. And then plug it in after. There it is. And there it is. Like I said, pretty simple install. I mean, it shouldn't take you longer than about 30 minutes. You will probably need some help, or you're going to have to devise a way to lift this sucker into position while you put the bolts in. But, I mean, it's a good excuse to have your friends over and drink some beers, so you might as well. Last but not least, we have a... Did you hear that? Did you see that? I was absolutely obliterated by static electricity. I saw the lightning. Loose, loose, I say, it's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes. I ain't getting so hot. I wanna take my clothes off. Yes. I will not be defeated. I lost the bolt. There it is. So on our bumper there are actually two sets of holes. They got a top set of holes that's intended just for a license plate if you didn't want to run this. And then the lower set of holes is for this flip up steel deal. Which, when it's all said and done, does work really well. And now you can tell your wife how good of a mechanic you were because you told her this is going to take all afternoon, and your buddies got freed up for their wives for all afternoon, and now you just get to sit back and watch the game because you're already done. So, little tip there. Pro tip. Ah! That's the third time. Right, so we are done. I guess we can show it. Would you like to see it with a hitch?
Yeah.
Let's see it with a hitch. So there have been some questions. I'm not going to say it's a dumb question, but there is a question about how this is going to be legal if you've got your hitch in and you're towing something. Well, first off, you can still see it. Second off, if you're towing something, then that is a thing that they're looking at. So just relax. Ouch. Now, because this is a hidden hitch, obviously there are some concessions. So it is a little tight to get it in there, but it does go in there just fine. I need to come from the back side to put the pin in. Got it. It's for my superhuman strength. So come check this set out. Over here. You can try to get the pin in. Sometimes it's easier just going from the back side. Here. Boop. 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 Looks great.